It actually does, Super Retarded. It has a couple. Let's put some rockety boys on. This thing's not going to want to take off with this much weight on it, but let's do it anyway. Because this is the configuration I flew it in when I first flew it the other day. Yeah, so we got that. We're below our max takeoff anyway. There we go. Oh, we got a kill mark. Let's go with that. There you go. Capture 15 FPS black and white. Yeah, with like all the overlays for the film deterioration, the dust specks and shit. Davey seems to have got that going for his next video, judging by the teaser he posted. That should be very interesting. Oh right, because my track got off. There you go, how's that? And that is a kill mark for... Which one was that? Was that for Coventry or Sheffield? It's a Type 42 destroyer, I can tell you that much. Alright, give me a sec to fetch my tea. I've also got to put the spring back on my pedals since I was flying helicopters. Oh, speak of the devil, here he is. Hey, Davey. Just uploaded it. Looking forward to your guys' reaction. I'll be watching that right after the stream, dude. Okay, that's the pedal sorted. My regulars may as well just close their ears at this point because I've gone on this spiel like countless times already. But for those of you who are in the market for new pedals and have the money to spend and don't know what to get, I know a lot of people recommend the TPRs. Personally, I've had nothing but trouble with Thrustmaster products, so I can't recommend them to anyone at this point because I am so over dealing with shit that breaks right outside warranty. But aside from the TPRs and aside from my misgivings about Thrustmaster's build quality and customer service, one thing to note about the Crosswinds, not only are they nice and sturdily built, yet lightweight, and stylish and very simple to put together, basically idiot-proof and bomb-proof, they also have a very good sensor on them, but potentially, most importantly, I think this is what sets them apart from every other set of pedals I've looked at. If you want to fly helicopters or take the spring tension off, like the centering spring tension off the pedals, literally, you just unhook the spring. That's all it is. You just unhook the spring from the fucking cam. It's so basic. If you want to make it a little more tense, you move it over a notch on the cam. If you want to fine-tune it, there's like a screw adjustment on the spring. It's fucking like 5,000 IQ shit. Get Crosswinds if you're looking for pedals. Like, they're so good. Anyway, back in a second. That wasn't a paid promotion, by the way. I legitimately like them that much. If I praise something highly, it's because I actually like it, not because someone paid me on the quiet. Yeah, they do have a lot of spare parts. Different cams as well. It ships with 2. Which one do I have on there at the moment? I've got the other one here. It'll have the number on it. Oh, fuck me. I'm knocking shit over all over the place. So I've got... This is the number 4 cam. I must have the number 5 on there at the moment. But you can get different ones as well. Different profile cams. Different... get replacement springs. Get replacement pedals. Whatever. Like, you name it, you can get a replacement part of it. And they're so easy to put together and set up. Didn't a Super Rotunda destroy a ship with an Exocet? There were a couple of Exocet kills. Coventry and Sheffield were both Exocets, I think. Actually, no. No, fucking Coventry was a bomb. What am I talking about? Coventry is a fucking bomb, from a Skyhawk. So yeah, no. It would have been Sheffield that got hit by an Exocet. And Atlantic Conveyor as well. Got figured out the kill mark is for a damaged ship with a single cross, 2 cross for sunken ships. Is that a Type 42 then? Let me double check. It's kind of hard to tell from this. It looks like a Type 42, kinda. Might be a frigate though. I don't know, I'll have to look it up after the stream, I guess. Okay. Let me sort out my track IR here. Like I said, I'm going to be a dirty auto starter for this because I have no idea how to start this jet. I will learn at some point. I literally just installed it the other day, so have mercy. I'm also going to... This has a pilot body, by the way. This is a fucking mod, and it has a pilot body. Like, legit impressed. There's a lot of non-functional stuff, but that's to be expected. Skyhawk's also got a bunch of non-functional stuff in the cockpit currently. It does take a lot of work to program a fully clickable cockpit. That's why generally the mods are mostly clickable. The Herc is, this is, the Skyhawk is. The Su-24 that Morkva is working on is only partially clickable as well. Just, you know, systems that you need in combat and normal flight. The emergency stuff and edge case stuff isn't. Just because it's just so much work to do, basically. What am I looking for? Oh, there's a... Bro. Bro! This has working seat adjustment, nice. Instruments... Console... Form lights, yeah, sure, why not? The auto start doesn't fully start this thing, by the way. Oh shit, that wasn't what I was meant to do. Where is it? Starter. Starting to get some temp up. There we go. What's this? The MB-339. The pilot of this plane was doing a patrol and was the first one to discover the British fleet at the Strait, so after plotting its position, he went in and attacked one of the ships with cannons and rockets aiming at the radars and radio antennae. Escaped by going low. In between the rest of the ships, didn't fire by fear of hitting each other. What a fucking Chad, dude. Jesus Christ. The fucking Argentine pilots during the Falklands War, how did they climb into their jets with balls like that, honestly? What was it I was about to do? There was something I was going to do. We're going to put the taxi lights off for a start, because we don't need them, it's broad daylight. Anti-skid, we probably want on. Mr. Hawkey, thanks for the follow, and Just Marble. Welcome to the stream, guys. Hope you've been enjoying the show. Well, there was something else that I wanted to do, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. Oh, the parking brake, that's what it was. Now I gotta remember where it is. Park brake. Park brake? Hello? It's like a... I think it was a, like, striped switch or something. My brain, here you go, potato. Below canopy lock, grey handle... Oh, yeah, right there, that's why. I couldn't spot it because it was grey, it blended in. Okay, so... brake axis is correct, let's... put this boy on. Got a pilot body back. I said pilot body. There we go. One of the pilots said in an interview, we knew that statistically half the planes didn't return from these missions. We weren't kamikazes, we knew the risks involved, but it was our job and our duty. Jesus, man. Those guys did not fuck about. They seriously did not fuck about. Falklands War is quite full of very interesting stuff that's overall a bit underrated. Yeah, I'm really, like, I've always been really interested in it, and I've always wanted to see it given some love in, like, films and games and stuff, but I don't think anyone's enough of a masochist to do it. Both because of the inevitable fucking nationalist bullshit, and also because of, you know, it's an exercise in masochism itself. Like, it was just a miserable war for everybody involved. Nobody had any fun that war. Nobody. I'm a little crooked on the runway. That's fine. There we go, we'll straighten up a little. The flaps... Is there a flap indicator on this bad boy? Whatever, they should be set at takeoff. Whoop, I'm all over the place. This thing, the front seat in this is so low to the fucking ground, I feel like I'm dragging my ass on the runway. Like, if you look at it as well, the nose wheel's super short, so that's why, but I legit feel like my ass is just dragging on the fucking concrete. Come on. She don't want to build the power. Oh, you know why? Because the air brake droops when it's parked. That's why my air brake's been out this whole time. That is the end of the runway. Oh! Oh! Just got away with it. What server am I on? I'm just in the instant action at the moment. I'm not on any server. I'll probably check Cold War after this, and then we'll maybe jump on AO a bit later. So yeah, flaps to take off. Set them to up. What? It's still out? I thought I retracted it. There we go. Now we're good. Now we're good. It's fine. I'm a professional, guys. It's a really cute little plane. And DCS is not having a fun time at the moment. It's stuttering a little. God. Dust hunting again. Ooh. Bandit, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Welcome, everybody. We're trying out the MB339 mod. I've been kind of just dicking around this stream, testing things out, demonstrating things. We will probably get into some combat later on, but so far it's been a nice cruisy one. And yeah, they're making this a module. These guys are going legit, so to speak. They are now an official third party, and they're making this their first module, their first official module. And after that, who knows? I think there was speculation, or maybe even an announcement that a G91 would happen. But yeah, it's going to be very anemic, as Warp says. And yeah, Kang, it was pointless. That's the thing. Like, it was just a fucking waste of life and money for everybody. But unfortunately, it's, you know, the hallmark of a failing government is to blame all your problems on someone else, and for a failing government in Argentina, the quickest and easiest thing to do is blame the Brits and say it's all because you don't own the Malvinas anymore. Same way the Brits blame everything on immigrants and the EU. It's the #1 sign of a fucking failing government that can't even run a piss up in a brewery, let alone its own country. Even, yeah, my first flight I did off stream the other day, I did have the air brake in because I checked. I was like, I wonder if this is like the F5. Sure enough, it was. So I did the full runway with this same loadout and the brake in, and I still only had a couple hundred feet to go before I would have hit the end of it and overrun. There's actually already a sub forum on the ED forums for them, so yeah, it's like full-on official. Oh yeah, Kang, the whole thing's a mess. I mean, the claim to it is basically pretty much, well, it used to be Spanish and we used to be Spanish, so... Not that the Brits have a very firm claim to it either. Well, we found it and planted the flag on it first is not a brilliant fucking way of deciding who owns what, let's be real. But it is kind of complicated now, because normally the easy moral solution would be self-determination, but even though I think it doesn't really invalidate self-determination at all in this case, you have to admit that you can kind of see the perspective that Argentina's government has that, well, self-determination's not valid if the Brits colonized it. But on the other hand, there was fucking nobody there before, so unless you want to say the Penguins own it, like, you know, it's just a dumb argument. Fucking dumb, stupid argument. Current teams using the beta version of the module? Really? I didn't realize. Well, I guess it would be that far along because they're working off this as a basis. Don't mind me, I'm stupid. Gloucester Media mod seems to be dead, which is really crappy because it was looking amazing. Yeah, I saw the thread for that. I didn't know about it for the longest time, and then I can't remember who it was that gave me a heads up. Maybe even been you, I don't know. Someone gave me a heads up for it, and I checked the thread, and I was like, holy fuck, how did I not hear about this? But yeah. Seems to be the way of a lot of good mods. The mod maker either runs out of patience, runs out of time, or something happens. I'm glad that Morkva didn't cancel the Su-24, but it is progressing much slower now, which is, you know, something. As long as it's progressing, it's all good, but the other thing a lot of people don't realize is the amount of stress that mod makers are under when people keep screaming at them, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? Oh my god, release it already! Like, shut the fuck up. You know, pay them to do it, then maybe it'll get released faster. I was actually kind of disappointed, because I was kind of excited at the prospect of a Hawker Hunter, but when I did some more reading into its background, and shall we say, who was working on its background, that really put a damper on that one. Really did. I mean, sometimes people can change, but I don't hold a lot of faith for people that kind of have a reputation like that, shall we say. EA6B Prowler mod? Really? Although I wonder what they'd even do with that, because, I mean, I guess you could do, like, the actual flight model and stuff, but I don't know what you do with the Prowler itself as an aircraft, because ECM and DCS is so bad. Like, it'd be fun to have as an... See, that would be more of an AI aircraft for me until DCS gets proper electronic warfare, which it probably never will. Or gets, like, at least an approximation of electronic warfare. I guess you could do it then. Again, there are a lot of amazing stories around it that hardly ever get told, from the Soviet submarines to the BBC fuck-up. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. And some of the stories and the pictures and stuff that came out of there are incredible. Like reading some of the accounts of the battle for, where was it? It might have been Mount Longdon, actually. Yeah, no, it was Mount Longdon, I think. I was reading some of the accounts of the Battle of Mount Longdon, and it was really fucking hairy shit. Like, really nails. Like, people got bayoneted in that battle. In 1982, people were getting run through with bayonets by the British Army. And there's a particular photo of, I can't remember the guy's name. He was a sergeant. He's one of the platoon sergeants. And it's a photo of him, trying to remember. I'm so bad with names. There's a Falklands veteran who, I think he has an active Twitter account, Jimmy. He has a book, I think is it 6 weeks in June? Something like that? And it's all his photos and his account and everything. And somebody posted the original photo on Reddit, and he found it, and he actually gave him the full context for it. And it was one of the platoon sergeants of... It's 2 para at Longdon, I think. Pretty sure it was 2 para. Or was it? No, 3 para. It was 2 or 3. I can't remember which. I think it might have been 3. It's been a while since I've read up on the Falklands. You can probably tell. But yeah, it was a photo of him, and he was kind of standing... I think his first name was Chris. I can't remember his surname. And he was standing at the top of like a crag on the side of Mount Longdon, which is... Dorshi, thanks for the follow. Saw you in Cold War, was it yesterday? He was standing at the edge of this crag, and Mount Longdon is basically just a bunch of crags sticking out of the ground. Like, what passes for a mountain in the Falklands is just a shit ton of rocks on a hill. And he's standing kind of skylined on top of it, and he's looking down, holding his helmet in one hand. He just looks totally, like, fucked. He's done. You know, he's out of it totally. And he's looking down the hill, and there's a couple of battlefield crosses where, you know, they stick the rifle muzzle first in the ground and chuck the helmet over it. And it was, what it was the Milan team of his platoon that got hit by, I think it was a 105 recoilless gun that the Argentines had on a different hill, on one of the other mountains. I think it was Tumbledown the shot came from. And it hit the... Yeah, 3 para, there we go. There's always someone around who has a better memory than me, thankfully. And it was a shot, I'm pretty sure it came from Tumbledown, and it hit the Milan team directly, and it killed all of them. And so he was just standing there, and this is a couple hours after the battle. Sun was up, and he's just standing there kind of looking down at... The bodies were covered, but where his boys had been killed, it was pretty heavy stuff. Grinelli dropped a mean mod recently, made a flyable multi-crew right flyer. It's not fantastic, though it seems like something you just made for the fun of it. Hey, why not? Like, honestly, why not? I'm still waiting for DCS Car 26 so I can dust the capitalist invaders and then go home and dust my crops, alright? That's what I want. I'm gonna go find something to shoot some weapons at so I can ditch the heavy load, and then we'll do some vaguely aerobatic maneuvers, I guess. You know what? Fuck that bridge in particular. No warp. Jelly is the term used in the part of the world whose empire lasted more than a century before it imploded on itself. I'll have you know. Yeah, the Poles and the Hungarians use them militarily. To do what? I don't know. I assume, like, light scout and liaison duties. But I can foresee a world where there is a Kar-26 in DCS, and optionally, in place of the crop spraying rig with the hopper and everything, you can attach, like, a really fucking janky-ass, welded-out-of-scraps couple of launch rails for S5 pods or Malyutkas. And the guy flying the Malyutkas is, like, hanging out the side of the fucking helicopter with a remote control. What am I flying? A Maki MB339. It's a community-made mod. But it will soon be an official module, because the guys that made this, the team that made it, are now an official third-party developer. And they're releasing a revamped official version of it as their first module. Okay, we're a little lighter now. And we've burnt some fuel, so let's get some speed up and let's start putting it through its paces a little. Remember what I said about the flight model seeming to stutter last time I flew it? It seems fine today. One of those things. Just DCS things. I don't know what it was the other day that made DCS seem to, like, not play nice with it. But today, it's fine. Holy shit. I think we have a new BFM champion, guys. We got a little bit of a wing wobble there. It didn't like me doing that. Hey, Dub! Try the F-86. No bueno. Can't even taxi that thing. The 86 has nose wheel steering like the F5. You have to hold the button to actuate it. But something about its nose wheel steering also irks me. Like, I have trouble taxiing the F-86, but once it's in the air, it's a dream. Attach some Gashar 23s. These are, I think these are Deefers. Pretty sure these are 30mm Deefers. So I got Mirage guns. Like what the guys making the C-130 did for cargo payload. Dude, I'm so, like, blown away by the C-130 mod. I expected it to be okay. I thought maybe it would have some neat custom features, but it'd probably be super jank. No, it's really well done. Like, there is some jank, but, like, minimal. A lot less than you'd expect for a mod, let alone a mod of that ambition. Like, it's incredible. I think, honestly, if they wanted to, they might be able to chase, like, a third-party license and get some multi-engine stuff in. And I really hope they do. I'd love to see my sort of pet herbivore want in DCS. Sorry, low blow. My pet herbivore want in DCS is an Antonov AN-12. Just iconic. That beautiful turboprop, straight, slight gull-winged cigar fuselage transport. Good for both 1970s Soviet Army logistics and also bush piloting in Africa in the 90s. Fly it, but as soon as I land, my DCS crashes. I have yet to land this thing. My first flight ended in a bit of a whoopsie. Deliberate whoopsie, because I wanted to see if it actually had a damage model. Unfortunately, like, I put it into a stall and then ejected to see what happened when it hit the ground. Unfortunately for me, it hit the water. Just my luck. I mean, a guy who works on torpedoes for British Aerospace were telling him how bad the Tigerfish is, and he was still surprised. Had problems with everything. Yep, sounds about right. Now, this jet isn't going to break any speed records. I'm not at full throttle, but we're sitting at 200 knots. That's interesting. I wonder if it's because of the aerodynamic layout or the thrust axis of the engines, but when I put the power on, the nose goes down. Like, it doesn't climb, it immediately noses forwards. Now, of course, the faster you fly, the more the nose will want to go down, but it's not usually that noticeable. Not in a jet, anyway. Wouldn't mind them starting out on a C2 because supercarrier, but having a bit of a system for rate stuff would be amazing. Yeah, it really would be. And, like, a lot of people kind of don't pay it the attention it's due. I think they're like, oh, it would never work in DCS, or it wouldn't be fun, no one would do it. But, honestly, there are people in DCS who would do it. A lot of people. I would fucking do it, and I'm usually air-to-air only, fucking high-speed adrenaline, within visual range, fucking heaters everywhere guy, right? I'd do it. With the right aircraft. But places like DCS would be fucking amazing with it. DCS, Blue Flag, any of them. Cold War even for some missions. Do what? Like flying transports. Logistics stuff in DCS. If it was added to the game. I mean, fuck, the helicopter guys already do it. They just sling load instead. They could do it faster now. Fuck, it'd be an improvement for them. Especially the Huey pilots. Holy shit, I can go faster than 100 knots now. Yeah, it really would. And you could do things like, say, you know, the road basing I've been mucking around with the MiG-21. You could bring in, say, an AN-12, land it on a stretcher highway, have it start setting up, you know, like the lights and stuff and the air traffic control, put out an SKP-11 air traffic control vehicle, you know, and then maybe that'll spawn in some makeshift PAPI lights and stuff. And then you could, or despawn trees or highway guardrails within a certain radius. And then you could bring in the Mi-8s, and they're carrying the missiles and the gun ammo to re-equip the aircraft with. The AN-12 brought in the fuel. Like, you could have a full-on road basing system set up based around turboprop transport aircraft and helicopters. It'd be fucking incredible. Especially on dynamic servers. Cheers, Mkosti. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, I mean, look, I do bitch about the Huey's speed when I need to get somewhere in a hurry. I'm just too spoilt by the Mi-8. But the Huey is genuinely a joy to fly. If you don't need to actually get somewhere in a hurry and you can really appreciate its agility, it is wonderful. What was I gonna... Oh, I was gonna do stalls and spins, wasn't I? Alright. That was an inertially coupled roll. Let's... Can I induce a spin? It seems rather spin resistant. I'm actually bad at inducing spins deliberately. Like, I'm really bad at doing it deliberately, so I kind of just flail the controls about until I get one. So, any aircraft which doesn't spin when I try and force one is generally an aircraft that you have to be, like, brain dead to spin it. This is such a nice little jet. Yeah, all the issues I was having yesterday where it felt like the flight model was, like, running at a low frame rate almost, or, like, lagging, or only calculating once every say, couple of ticks in-game, that's gone. It feels dead smooth today. I don't know what it is. Just DCS things, I guess. Where you change no settings and launch the game on 2 separate days and it's a completely different fucking game. I still don't know how Eagle Dynamics achieved that. I really don't. Fucking incredible. Let's go land at Krimsk. Find out how good the wheel brakes are. I'm not going to fly like a proper pattern or anything, because I usually don't. I just fucking send it. In real life, obviously, I do, but in DCS, I just don't give a shit. My mantra in DCS is, if I can land the kinds of fucked up approaches I think are good enough, then I'm prepared for any eventuality. Can't wait for the Eagle. Oh, the Mudhen. Yeah, I mean, it's not really my cup of tea, but it should be interesting. I probably would have been more inclined to get it if they went with the older UFC design, but because the community are dumb fucks and think that anything digital is automatically more good, they went with the one that looks like an MFD, but it's literally not an MFD. It's the same fucking panel, it's just a different format. Like, ooh, my capabilities, it's the same panel. It just has some lame-ass fucking screen instead of, was it like 7 or 10 LCD panels, like single-line LCD displays stacked on top of each other? Like the original F16 SMS page? Want things to go boom? That is a fair want. That is a fair desire. That is totally understandable. Okay, we've got the air brake out. I have no idea what the landing speed for this thing is, but I assume it's a lot slower than what I'm used to. I'm guessing that yellow index on the airspeed indicator is roughly my touchdown speed, or landing speed. Kind of like it is in the F5. My Harrier up challenge for my seat time? Oh, geez, you must really be anticipating it then. I know how much you love that Harrier. You know what? I was going to jump on Cold War today, but I almost might not. I might just chill out with you guys. It's a bit less stressful. Harder on my voice, but easier on my nerves. And it was on one of my least favorite missions when I checked earlier with like 10 hours to go, so yeah, let's just give it a miss. Need to fly together soon? We do. Actually, we do. I got a whole bunch of people I need to fly with. It has been too long. Way too long. We are fully configured for landing. It's nice and stable, he says as he drifts off the runway. It makes some very interesting noises with the flaps down, I'll say that much. I gotta remember I have like no ground clearance on this thing. So I probably need more flare than I think I do because I sit nose low. Don't want to hit nose wheel first. That was a little more flare than I needed, but it's serviceable. Well, short landing capable she is not. I'm assuming it doesn't have a brake chute. Doesn't look like it does. Trainers generally aren't short field capable, so I'm not surprised. You generally don't want cadet pilots on a short runway. That is not a good combination at all. Oh yeah, no, it is definitely not short takeoff, especially when you forget to raise the air brake. But, I mean, if you carry more than your body can handle, it makes you stronger, right? It builds muscle. So surely if I take off with the air brake out, it makes the engine stronger. That's how this works, yeah? Pretty sure that's how this works. Wait, hang on, where'd the gun sight go? Does that fold down when the canopy's open or something? It's not attached to the canopy. Intriguing. Very intriguing. It's a really nice little plane. I really actually like this. I mean, it has the usual trainer problem of not a lot of fucking dinosaurs getting pushed out the back, but it's a trainer, what do you expect? Handles nicely, it's cute. The feeling that my ass is scraping the ground because I sit so low reminds me of the Citroen BX I grew up in. I love that car so much, I miss it. I miss it so badly. Spaghetti bird, Doing about 10 rigatonis per hour right now. Don't you fucking say a bad word about the BX. I will end you. I love the fucking BX so much. Look, it has its issues. God knows ours did. But it's such a nice car. It's so French, though. Overcomplicated. Difficult to maintain. But very stylish. For quite a few years, we owned the only BX-17 TZD in the entire country, because when Nortel paid to move the family out here, they paid to move everything out here, and so into the container Percy went, and out of the container he came and got registered here, and that was interesting when the engine blew up, because we had to have half of it custom built and the other half brought in from the UK. It took us the better part of a year working all weekend, every weekend to get the car going again. But we did. Could never travel anywhere without comfy walking shoes and at least 3 or 4 litres of total LHM in the boot of the car, just in case it decided to have a tantrum and piss green blood everywhere. And being a European model BX, bought secondhand in Bolton in the UK when we moved over there, the heater was fucking amazing, but there was no air conditioning. Imagine how much, and it was like dark bottle green as well, so you can imagine how much fun that was in summer. There we go. So that is the MB339. I might buy this when it comes out as a full module. I'm impressed. You know what though, guys? There's one thing we haven't done with this yet. We haven't checked the damage model. And I have a standard test for mod damage models to see if it's worth further investigation. We have a stage 1 investigation, and then we have the I'm going to actually shoot at it now investigation. The stage 1 investigation is, can I belly land it without insta-sploding? Because you can't in the Skyhawk. If you touch the ground in the Skyhawk with the wheels up, you fucking blow up right away. If I can belly land this on grass without dying, I will be very impressed. Because I don't think a single mod aircraft I have played in DCS will let you do that. I feel really bad about wrecking this little thing. It's so adorable, but it's all in the name of science. I'm sorry, little guy. They'll rebuild you better and stronger, don't worry. You'll grow up into a real boy, you'll become a fucking tornado or something. Okay, just double check the brake's actually up this time. Yes, it is. Oh, the steering's on. Whoopsies. Nearly had a monka steer moment there. Nearly had a monka crash moment there. Little violent on the rotation there. Okay, wheels, flaps. Flying the L39 yesterday, couldn't figure out the trim, still the trim tab moved, but nothing happened. I have barely flown the L39, and most of the time I've flown it, I've spent crashing because I forget it has no power at all, and I stall it and kill myself. I'm so spoiled by Soviet fighters. So spoiled. I expect every single thing I fly to have a thrust-to-weight ratio greater than 0.7. In any configuration. I know, right, Seal? I decided, since I'd let it go full hippie mode for so long, I'd just get rid of the lot. I didn't want to go clean bald, because my head is shaped like a box. It's very embarrassing. But I got rid of the vast majority of it. We'll land alongside the runway on the grass, because the airfield grass should at least be level and free of obstructions. Full flap. Let's put the brake out to shed some of this speed. Oh, I just oversped the flaps, probably. Oops. Imagine checking your airspeed before doing dumb shit. Okay, there we go. Brake in. We'll just double check I didn't rip them off. No, they are still attached, impressively. I wonder if the gun pods will actually help me here. I might slide on them instead of the belly of the aircraft. I guess we'll find out. There's a nice road there. Oh, we'll just go right next to the runway on the grass. That should be fine. A little bit more speed, just to make sure I don't stall in at the last moment. Try and touch down with as low a vertical velocity as I physically can. When you're doing a forced landing, especially one in an aircraft with retractable gear and the wheels are up, your actual forward speed doesn't matter as much as you might think. Vertical velocity is what kills people. And trees are generally a good thing because if you hit a tree with the wings, it acts as a brake as the wing tears off. Chat! It survived! Okay, I'm in love with this mod now. It survived a belly landing. This is the only mod I've flown to date that survived a belly landing. Pom, cheers for the 13-month resub. Hope you're having fun down there, drinking maple out of house and home, and going to battleships and aviation museums and all the fun shit I can't do. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Have you seen the manual for this mod? No, I haven't. What, you expect me to read fucking manuals? Who the fuck do you think I am? Jesus Christ, no. I think I'm redded out slightly. That's interesting. Why am I redded out slightly? Does it think I'm... Oh, probably because I'm, like, twitching negative G's somehow. Is the canopy gonna open? Might be jammed? Where's my canopy jet? There That's the emergency gear canopy jettison. I'm sure it does have one, which I probably looked past like 20 times. That's a ram air. Oh, it might not be a thing yet. Like, it might not be clickable. Try Control E once. No, no eject. Pin in safety position. Oh, it has ejection seat pins. Really? But how do I unpin it? How do I undo this? Backseat, maybe? I don't know. If I punch Control E enough times, oh, there? That's probably the canopy jettison. Yeah, it is. But I can't click it. But I'd like to note, this little fucking doohickey here, this pull ring, is animated, which is impressive. There we go. Seat does not seem 0-0 capable. Somehow I didn't break both my legs after that landing. Yeah, I really like this mod. Really, really like this mod. It's bigger than the MiG-21 manual in DCS. I'm not surprised. It's probably more complex than a MiG-21. Hold the trigger for reverse thrust. I mean, they probably would work, actually. Those are quite powerful guns. I don't know if there's a ground safety override, though. I hope the audio mix is still okay. I'm probably going to start talking quieter because my voice is dying. I need to actually figure out compressor settings for my mic, because, like, you guys probably... Those of you who are running the Frankus Faces plugin are probably running the compression script on that, because I know my mic peaks constantly. I'm sorry, I have no internal volume control. I can't tell how loud I am, so I'm either whispering or shouting. Like, there's no in between. I'm either whispering or I'm shouting, and I can't tell which. And if there's any background noise, which there is... That was loud. Which there is, right? Like, I can't hear myself talking over the background noise, so I talk louder. And it's peaking the fuck out of my mic. So I know it's peaking it. I know that the FFZ compressor fixes it, so it sounds fine, but I don't know what its native settings are, and I don't know how to set up, and like, I can set up a compressor, I just don't know what the settings I need are, and I'm too lazy to set it up. One day. Right out's a symptom of blushing embarrassment from a belly landing. Hey, that was a reasonably well done belly landing, alright? My belly landings tend to be nice and smooth. What else have I got to test out or play with? Let's just go on AO. Fuck it, let's go on AO. Actually, out of curiosity, let's see what mission Cold War's on. Search and destroy. It's packed. 23 people's not bad for this time of day, but I don't want to play Search and Destroy again. I'm so sick of that mission at the moment. We might play on Cold War tomorrow or the day after. I've got some things I need to figure out and practice as well for some of the missions on Cold War. I've been thinking up some cheeky strats. Mods, there we go. You tried the EA6B? No, I only just found out it existed. Prey mentioned it. I didn't know it was a thing. I'll have to check it out. I only recently really started playing with mods in DCS. I had the Skyhawk basically since I started playing, you know, in earnest. I still have the MiG-23UB, just more out of curiosity than anything. It's very, very rough, very unfinished, and I knew it was very rough and unfinished. But yeah, like I haven't really done much with mods until now, and it's like, oh my god, there's actually some legitimately amazing mods for this. F104. The F104 that I know of is VSN, so it's like an F15 cockpit, and it's just an F104 exterior. I don't know if the flight model's at all tuned to an F104, if it's just literally a reskin of a 15. If somebody does like a full-blown proper 104, that'd be amazing, but I kind of doubt it. The only one I know of is the VSN one. Watching the sea snail clean its own tank of algae. Oh, I used to have like a whole shitload of pet snails as a kid. I loved picking snails out of the garden. I named every single one of them George. I don't know why. I would have like 20 snails in my little pull-along wagon, and every single one would be named George. I'm normal, I swear. Isn't it just a reskin? The external model's... yeah, the external model looks really nice. Let's play the Skyhawk, since I made a bad showing of it last stream because I forgot to update it for like a year. Saber was right, I was wrong. I am the big stupid. RAN 303. We'll stick a 300 gallon on that. Actually, no, 150 gallon. That's a reasonable size. I could stick missiles on there and just not fire them, but I don't want to risk it. I don't want to do a jazz. I'll stick some smoke winders on the tips. We'll set it at 100% fuel. We're not going to use all of it. Countermeasures, we'll set it to, 30-30. That'll do. Nothing to use them on, but we'll set them anyway. I cannot wait for the EFM on this thing. Like, I'm legit excited for the EFM on the Skyhawk. I'm gonna fly the shit out of it. Let's see if the EFM's added. My track IR's a little stuttery in this. That might have been what made the 339 feel weird yesterday, or the day before, whenever it was. Because if my track IR's stuttering, it fucks up my whole perception of what's going on in the game. When the Naval Aviation Museum reopens... NAM. When the NAM reopens, 4K gyrostable camera... Holy shit. Nice. Fucking hell, dude. Going all for it. Alright, electric power. I love the way the ground cart actually appears. Like, Saber brought it up last time I flew it on stream, but I like how it appears, but further to that, I'd love for it to be like ragdolled or jiggle-boned or whatever system works best with the hose, so that if you forget to unplug it, like I always fucking do, you literally drag it with you. Who needs chaff and flares when you have an actual fucking power cart dangling off your aircraft? Just use it as a flail. Missile defense flail. Yeah, this is the A4. There's the door. There we are. This isn't a fictional skin, by the way. The Royal Australian Navy did operate Skyhawks off the HMAS Melbourne until it got taken away from them because they couldn't stop crashing it into shit. Oh, I didn't fucking hold it long enough. Shit. I'll do the whole start procedure again now. Actually, while I wait for that to go back down, let's get some lights going in here. And get some other shit set up. That's set. Yeah, that's all good. Cabin temperature warmer. Well, it's gonna be pretty chilly in here. Looking at the outside, so let's chuck that on. Doesn't actually do anything, but it's nice to have it. At least I don't think it does anything. Pretty sure it doesn't. Don't need that. It's probably handy, but we don't need it. Shield defrost. It should be fine. Cabin pressure normal. External lights on, steady, dim. Anti-collision, we may as well put that on, we might need it. That's the white flood, I think. Or the map, or the chart light. Probe, we don't need that on. Exterior lights, yeah, they're all set. Transmit, receive, and guard. We're not going to bother changing the frequency because I'm not on SRS anyway. This is your nav computer, which I'm not going to bother setting up. I can VFR my way around this area anyway. We'll put it on standby, but I'm not actually going to fucking use it. We'll go through the motions, but we won't actually set it up. Gun sight we don't need. We can set this up. Yeah, let's get the engine running. Again, attempt number 2. Which aircraft is this? This is the A4E community mod. It's a Skyhawk. And as the name might suggest, it is totally community made. Ah, it's too slow. Again, what is it I'm doing wrong? I think I'm not moving it into idle quickly enough. Yeah, it's like 15 I have to move it, or something like that. I'm holding it too long. Need it spool down again before I can make another attempt. Let's set up some of the other systems. Oh, the flaps aren't going to work because the hides aren't working. It's APC is auto power, or yeah, I think it's auto throttle or something. Spoiler arm. Jado, yeah, we don't have any. That doesn't matter. Look at all this shit in here, it's fucking awesome. Yeah, I wasn't moving it into the idle D10 quickly enough, so it wasn't igniting. There we go. Radar to standby, we'll tilt it down slightly. Don't need to worry about that. Stab orgs on. Don't need to worry about that. That's the autopilot. Don't need to worry about that. Oxygen, that might be handy. Soup blower. Ooh. Since it is a bit chilly out there, let's go ahead and close the canopy. Oh, might need to open it again to tell them to fuck the power card off. Just double check everything on the instrument panel. That's not on yet. Close the sunshade on it just so it's not sticking out. You can't switch this to get rid of the flag yet, but you can set it. This doesn't have a rad alt, does it? I don't think it does. Oh, it does. It's over here. I'm blind. I don't think it's on yet. Maybe it is. set it to 50 feet, or just under, whatever. Set that to land. Like I said, we're not actually going to use it, we'll just set it up. That's irrelevant because we're not doing any shooting. Happy days. Oh, the AOA indexer. On. There we go.
Turn off the ground power.
Not missing much on Cold War. We're heavily outnumbered and have no commander. Happy days. Yeah, on that mission too. Fuck that. Maybe on another day, but I'm kind of sleepy, and I've also talked myself hoarse, so... No. That sounds like a situation where I'd be doing a lot of shouting, and the last thing I need right now is a lot of shouting. Oh. Did I tell them to disconnect, or what? I'm gonna open this. Get rid of that, please. There we go. 2 biggins and F-14. Yeah, not surprised. Hey, it's only one F-14 at least, not 2 like it usually is. There we go. Now, I think for this you have to hold the nose wheel steering. Oh, wait, no, there is no nose wheel. Oh, wait, no, there is. But it might be always on, or it's like low gain and high gain, I'm not sure. Ooh, a little bit of a freeze there. DCS has been a bit squirrely lately. Go ahead and set flat to about half. Wonder what speed or power setting the spoilers drop at. 71%, well, 70%, yeah, somewhere around there. So, my track IR is struggling a bit when I look behind me, which is odd. Not sure why. Scooter, yep! And it definitely handles like one. I suspect even after the EFM it'll still handle like one. It's kind of famous for it. Should be good fun. I'd like to actually do some dogfighting practice with it after the EFM is released. Should be really fun. As it stands now, it's a little bit unfair trying to dogfight this thing because obviously if you keep your speed up, it won't be able to touch you, but if you get slow, this thing will whoop your ass. Like, more than it should. So I was going through my TAC views from the previous stream, and it turns out it's a typical case of I was having a shit day, I was really grouchy, I thought I was having an awful stream, and nothing was going right, and I thought, shit, I've flown so badly today. That second mission, I actually did really well for myself. Except for the team killed Shilka. That was an accident. That was stupid misnab on my part. But yeah, I did really well, somehow. It didn't feel like it, though. Okay, everything should be set up. Let's send it. Back and well, glad to hear it. Probably going to do a couple more flights, and I've just hit my caffeine crash, so I'm probably going to go to bed pretty soon. I'm not tail scraping. Oh, I am tail scraping. Oops. It's so easy to do in the A4. So I'm not tail scraping, am I? Mm-hmm. Yep. Sure was. Wheels are up. Flaps are up. Happy days, radar. Let's put that into search mode because it looks cool. I don't know how the fuck to read this thing, but it looks cool. And it is allegedly functional. Getting a little fast. Starting to shake a little. Oh, that roll rate. Gotta be careful in this thing. It rolls so quickly. Okay, there's the rat out. Surprised the slats didn't pop out there. Do they not? Oh no, there we go, now they're moving. They only come out when you're really slow. Yeah, I know, Saber. I thought I had updated it, but when I actually checked, it was more than a year out of date somehow. Which is odd, because I distinctly remember downloading an update for it at least twice. I don't know, fucking monkey brain probably downloaded it and never actually installed it. Fair few people in here. What's that thing on my head? This is a track IR, so it's like an IR tracker basically, as the name might suggest. There's 3 infrared LEDs, and they're set out in kind of a loose triangular shape because there's a camera next to my webcam that sees infrared light, and it uses the position of those 3 dots relative to each other and the camera to figure out where my head's pointed. So as I turn my head turns in-game. What make and model? So the actual make and model of the whole system, both the clip and the camera, is Track IR5. Natural point Track IR5. Borg. I know, right? Hey, like I said earlier, I was convinced as a child my parents were aliens, but apparently, because I was like a month late or something, I came out with a fucking antenna on my head. Like they put like a thermometer on my head or something as I was on my way out, so I literally had an antenna when I was born. Look it up. They are pretty expensive these days. I bought mine like 10 years ago and it was a lot cheaper. But between just, you know, the usual prices going up and also shortages from both COVID, you know, shipping's harder and a lot of the factories that make chipsets are affected badly by people not being able to work. And also, like, Flight Sim 2020, Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, stuff like that have gained a lot of interest during lockdown. Stocks on any kind of sim equipment are just gone, basically. So watch out for people, you know, charging high prices. I bought mine from Natural Point themselves, but I think even their prices have gone up, like, on their own store, so it's pricey. There are cheaper alternatives. You can build your own using I think it's a PS4 camera, or a PS2 camera, something like that, and some LEDs. I don't know how well that works. There are also, like, commercially made alternatives that are a bit cheaper. They're built a little differently. Delrin clip works just fine, lots cheaper. Yeah, Pom has Pom's clip is a Delrin clip, I think, but Pom's camera is a Track IR camera. He's got a bit of a mix and match system. before Christmas I found an offer for a T16000M, $750 fucking dollars. Jesus fucking Christ. Especially with all the trouble Pom's had with his, like, fuck, I wouldn't be paying that much for one. This guy flying. I need to reinstall the... Oh, it's probably an Edge 540, because it looks like a Sushka Su-27 on my screen, but the smoke's coming... it might actually be a 27, but he might only have one smoke pod, or one, like, smoke R73. Because I think if you don't have a mod, it appears as a Su-27. It looks kind of like it is handling like an Edge, though. I do have the Edge 540 mod, I just don't have it installed currently. I did install it and try and fly it, but it wasn't working for me. Like, the mod itself worked, but the flight model was broken as fuck. Like, as in something was bugged. I just couldn't get it to fly. Might try reinstalling it later. That X52 install with only one in stock and reserve that shit so fast. Just need a decent HOTAS and everything else was over 800 Canadian dollars. Fucking hell. The X52, like, when it works pretty well, but I started running into issues with mine pretty quick. It's not a bad stick, but I have a lot of complaints with it. I still have mine. It's actually sitting behind me in that... You won't be able to see it because of the green screen. There's a jumble of crap behind me I didn't unpack from the last flat I was in, and it's still in there. I mean, it's broken, so I can't really, in good conscience even sell it to someone, but at the same time, I don't want to bin it, because most of the electronics is still good, so I might find someone that's in need of replacement parts and sell it to them or something. Stick's pretty light. See, the stick's light in some ways, but then because it has that dual spring centering system with that cone on the collar, it's a cunt to make any kind of precision adjustments with. I could not formation fly with that stick. I also had a lot of trouble lining up gunshots, because every time I would need just that tiny bit more stick deflection, it would fucking bind up on that cone, that wedge, and it'd be like really hard resistance, so I'd be forcing it over, and then it'd suddenly, boom, gone, and it was like mush. So you get like little pull, and then pfft. That was such a pain in the ass, and especially like it would bind up after use, and in certain conditions, like I guess on a hot day it would expand or something and it'd get really tight and bind up. It was a bit of a pain in the ass. Never not think it's cool that someone from Natural Point was in your stream. Yeah, and I completely forgot to get back to them about a replacement clip. They offered me a pretty decent discount on a replacement clip, and by the time I actually remembered and also had the money to buy a replacement clip, it was like 6 months later. I was like, they probably forgot I exist now. But it was cool to have them in the stream because I could talk directly to them, like, and I you know what I'm like, I will speak my mind without thinking of the consequences, which is a good thing in that case. So like, yeah, the camera's great, but the clip design's a bit flimsy, so maybe the next time they update the clip, it'll be a little stronger. Like, the actual clip design's not bad, but there's a couple of failure points on it, because it's plastic, and like, there's a pivot, I don't know how well you can see it, there's a pivot there, which broke on one of my clips, there's another pivot, wait, no, not there, sorry, there's a pivot there, which broke on one of my clips, the last one, I think it was broken there. And then there's another pivot there, which breaks very easily. And then there's a tiny little plastic tab that actually holds it closed, and that broke as well. So there's like 3 or 4 points of failure on it. And because I'm a naturally clumsy person, and I have fucking motor tics, so I tend to like swat at the left side of my own head without being able to control it, I break things very easily. So the first one fell victim to me dropping it too many times. The second one I think I accidentally stepped on after it fell off my chair. And the third one was just me, like, I dropped it once or twice and I think I hit myself in the head a couple times, and that did it in. So weird seeing you with this haircut. I mean, this used to be my standard haircut. Like, when I was in the Army Reserve, I never let my hair get much longer than this. And typically, I would not have let my hair get as long as it was. The only reason I let it get that long is because I didn't really want to get my hair cut during the whole pandemic thing. I'll usually tolerate it to about half the length it was at, and then get it cut. Hey, Morphus, welcome back. Palm stated multiple times that his Dellen clip was a very early Gen 1 near prototype. Oh, there you go. Palm out here with the fucking pre-production Dellen clip. Turn him into Chuck Norris, I wish. I'd be very happy if I could do a fraction of the things that Chuck Norris is rumored to be capable of. Got a Dellen clip a couple of years back. Works pretty okay with track IR, although somehow track IR likes to pick up IR from my head sometimes because the clip is fairly close to my head. Are you sure it's picking up, like, have you actually seen a fourth flare appear? Or, is it just, like, glitching out? Because the main thing I've noticed is either if there's a light source, it'll distract it, or, if there's if part of your head might be blanking one of the lights or something, or, depending on the angles, I have this problem with my current setup because I keep fucking fidgeting in my chair. If two of the lights happen to cross each other from the camera's perspective, it'll also fuck up. But I've got mine pretty well dialed in. Every now and then I'll fuck it up somehow, but it's pretty good. I wonder if it might be reflecting. Like maybe somehow the IR LED's reflecting off the side of your head or something. It's weird though. I've never seen it do that before. Although, like, it's interesting, my current webcam, I was about to say new, but I've had it for like a year now. It's a Logitech C920. Good camera, really good camera, especially for the price, but I noticed that this one, you can actually see like you can see like a really bright violet, oddly enough since it's infrared, see like a really bright violet glow, and it casts a lot of like lens flares across the camera. My old Logitech webcam, which was from like fucking 2001 or some shit, was fucking ancient. That was absolute potato resolution and frame rate, but it didn't see the LEDs at all. Didn't see them. It also didn't get... Actually, no, it got more reflection off my glasses, but it didn't get them. Which I found very interesting. Oh, what was that? Texaco. I might try refueling in this. Which one's the basket? Is it the... It's not the MPRS. Is it the MPRS is the Proby boy, I think? Oh, there's one right over Sanaki, it looks like. Might have just taken off. Playing squad, but it's very unplayable at the moment. I need to update my squad. I haven't played it for so long. Postscriptum too. It's been a long time since I played either of them. I really enjoy them, but you need to have the right people to play with, I find. If I just join a random server, it's either like really amazing or it's a waste of 5 hours. It's that kind of game. The reason I play it so rarely is because, you know, it's only fun with the right people, and you rarely get good squads. At least on the servers I play on. Unfortunately. $56 Canadians is usually good for good squads. I'll have to check that out once I actually update it. MPRS has the basket and prep? Ah, gotcha. Glad we have someone here who knows their abbreviations. There is one right over Sanaki though, so I might go harass him. Worst part about playing on the Winter Caucasus is I can see the dust on my screen even worse now. Because it's so bright. There's a VSI in this. Oh, it's down there. I'm climbing. The like the actual cockpit layout as Skyhawk is such a clusterfuck. American cockpits are such a fucking mess. Like, people bitch about Soviet cockpits. Boy, I tell you fucking what, the MiG-21 cockpit is like a fucking blessing compared to this. At least the all the blind flying instruments and stuff. I kind of like the way the Americans group up the controls for different systems on little control heads, but the actual instrument panel is awful. You'll learn to love it with time, Trip. You will learn to love it with time. It's not... Think of it less as a RWR and more as like ASMR. Think of it as like the MiG's heartbeat. And the more noises you hear, the closer you are to having a fucking heart attack and dying. You want to refuel the F-16 lately? Oh god, I wouldn't even try. That's one I definitely couldn't refuel for sure. I remember when it first came out, I was watching, where's Shifty? Shifty managed to refuel the F-16 inverted, as in the probe clipped through the nose landing gear bay, and he was taking fuel. God bless DCS, this game is fucking amazing. Soviet cockpits, what, for instrument layout? Absolutely the fuck not that they are. Like, look how, the ADI is like 5 times the size it needs to be, and everything else is just kind of jammed in with no rhyme or reason. And, like, the angle of attack indicator is buried by my fucking knee. The VSI is buried by my knee. I mean, I know they've got very limited space to work with in the A4 cockpit, but still. Hey Josh, welcome back. I've done it once, Jeff. I've only ever refueled once successfully. It was in the... or maybe twice. But it was when I was playing Liberation with Tawny in the game. I took a full load of fuel in the F-18. It was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. Especially because the previous time I tried it in the 18, I was like that close to shooting down the tanker after about 20 minutes of failed attempts. Unfortunately, when Tawny did his great clips purge because he was scared the DMCA monsters might get him, since he already has a ban on his record for saying naughty words, I forgot to back that clip up. You can actually, little known fact, Twitch removed the ability to download clips you'd made on other streamers' streams. You used to be able to do it, but you could still actually do it by going to the HTML source of the page in your browser. It's like the most basic bitch shit ever. This is the scripted shit I've been talking about with the flight model like a year ago when I was first showing this off on stream. It hangs in the air while it loads what it's supposed to do when it stalls. The EFM will fix that, thankfully. Like, the whole thing just froze in the air for 5 seconds as it figured out, oh, I've stalled, shit, what now? Yeah, I just went to the... for a bunch of his other clips, I went to the HTML source, found the actual, like, file link for the clip, and then just saved it from that. Unfortunately, though, I forgot to do it for the clip of me refueling, the clip of Jens refueling for the first time, the clip of Nuts refueling for the first time, and about 10 or 15 clips of Nuts doing dumb shit. Because Nuts and I clip any moment either of us fuck up. Thankfully, I think Nuts still has all his clips, so the one where he takes more than half an hour to figure out why his A10's making a funny noise. Why is my A10 making a jet noise? And then he realizes the reason it's making a funny noise is because the wheels have been down the whole flight. Man, this thing picks up speed a bit faster than I thought. I am pretty clean though. I've got 2 smoke winders and a 150 gallon on. Oh shit, what's the frequency? These are things I should have checked before pulling in behind the tanker. Shit. I'm blind. Where are the frequencies? Frequencies, hello? How's the frequencies for the boats? I don't suppose 3 Shy's in chat at the moment. Help me, chat. Help me. Right in front of me, Texaco. Yeah, but it didn't show the frequency. It showed the TACAN. I don't need the fucking TACAN. I can see the guy. I need to know what I need to call him on for the radio. And this auto business. So I'm set to 220. Preset 42? What is preset 42? Kneeboard doesn't tell me anything. Oh, whoop, wrong page. Or wrong button even. Try 134, then 263. The tank is off my nose. Okay, well we can't go lower than that. 263. We're on transmit receive. No. Oh, hang on. We got preset. No, there's only a couple presets. Dude, I don't know. Maybe the tanker won't talk to the Skyhawk or something. Comms. Radio? Communications. Yeah, shit, there's no... Just has easy communication. I can't... Like, there's no options appearing. Try default. Default was 220, I think. Oh. We'll try that. No. It won't, you can't. Oh, yeah, that's right. You can't refuel in mods, can you? I'm dumb. Never mind me. Big sad. I need somebody in, oh no, because he'd pull back the boom as soon as they get out of range. I was gonna say, I need somebody in an 18 to get in and put his fucking boom out so I can at least try and practice flying the probe into the boom, but they need to occupy the airspace I need to be in to do that. Let's find the carrier, and we'll top off the tanks there, maybe. I don't know how well this works with super carrier, though. Well, it probably doesn't work with super carrier. I guess we'll find out. We'll try it. We can always jump in a new Skyhawk if it all goes to poo. Try air-to-air refueling in the Harrier. Maybe not today. I'm too sleepy for that. Baby steps. Oh, there he is. Okay, what was the TACAN for? Boats. TACAN 72 X-ray. Does this have a... Yeah, it does. Can I not select X-ray or Yankee in this? I guess not. I don't know. Yeah, I think I've got everything on there clicked that I can. Was that the song or was that the Tacan making that noise? I don't know. Oh, bit of a freezer. I have no idea how this radar works at all. Let's just put it back in search. And point at like 7 degrees below the nose or something. Actually, no, let's put it back out to like 2.5. Put my external lights were on. They should be. Yeah, they're on. Put them on bright because it is daytime, so. Oh, that's a probe light. We don't need that. Collision, anti-collision lights on. We're still not seeing them. Maybe they don't work at the moment. Is the master switch like aha? Ah. So there is. Good catch. That would explain a few things. Well, you can put them back on dim now because they look a bit silly on full bright. There we go. How's that? I'm not going to bother with any of the proper carrier comms or anything. We'll just head over there and land when we see it. In fact, is the autopilot in this functional? Sure appears to be. It's holding its altitude like I told it to. Oh, that's nice. That is very nice. I can't wait for the EFM on this. I'm gonna fly it so much more. Because for me, like, you know, it's nice having the clickable mod and everything, but the flight model is what really makes the magic happen. Oh, it's not working. Nah, it's not playing nice with me. Oh, we can just master disable it. Oops, stab orgs back on, please. Or hand fly it. I probably misconfigured it or something. Oh, there we go, 242. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to talk to him. Yeah, doesn't come up in the options. Yeah, for me, a lot of the fun comes from actually, like, the feel of flying the aircraft more than any of the systems or anything. Like, the systems are nice to have, but the feel is what really does it, so... Once this has an actual EFM, and it flies a bit more naturally, it will be absolutely astonishing. And I'm really hoping, like I said before, I'm really hoping that more of the modders in the DCS community will start seeing that happen and be like, oh, well, if they have an EFM, why don't we? The big one for me is Morkva's Su-24, because a simple flight model is really not going to do a variable geometry bomber justice, like, at all. You can't do justice to a variable geometry aircraft with an SFM. It's hard enough to do with an EFM. So I mean, I know it's a lot of extra work for him, and I'm not sure he wants to make this his job, but I would absolutely love if he decided to bump it up to an EFM now that the Skyhawk's going to get one, and some of the other mods are getting them as well. It was a nice looking plane. I have to admit, I'm more of a fan of the older Skyhawks without the hunchback, but it's growing on me. Slowly, it's growing on me. I think it, like, the RAN livery would suit the older Skyhawks better, because there's not really a whole lot to it. It's a very simple livery, whereas a lot of the Vietnam-era American liveries have all kinds of weird and wonderful artwork along the side there on that dorsal section, so... It works better for them, because it basically acts as a canvas for the unit markings. Growing on the plane too. Yeah, I'm growing on it, and it is also growing. How far out are we? Oh, we're pretty close. So it's the left-hand ship I want to take. It is... Oh, I say we're close. We're fucking 83 kilometers away. 285 degrees. I really underestimated that distance. And I'm constantly climbing. I need to engage my brain and watch the altimeter, not fucking VSI. Fuel. I got tons of fuel, holy fuck. I'm good on fuel. And my visual reference for straight and level at this altitude is between those two bolts and the top of the gun sight, which puts me in a slight climb, but good enough. Tri-holder at 26,000. I am actually pretty bad at holding my altitude in real life too. I porpoise about the sky like a fucking absolute shitlord. My flying is not pretty at all, like, in-game or in real life, but it's functional. Likewise, my landings are technically safe, I've been told. My landings are technically safe, but they could use some work. They're usually not particularly hard, like, they're reasonably okay landings for, like, softness. It's just that, like, I'm always off the center line. Oh, I have my share of bad landings too, don't worry. Best kind, I know, right? I know. I'm kind of thinking, because this whole land on the boat endeavor is turning into a much greater journey than I expected it to be, because your boy can't fucking judge scale on a map by eyeball. I'm thinking once I've set this thing down on the deck and or turn into a fucking plume of water off the edge of the flight deck, I'm gonna call it for the stream, because I am both sleepy and there may be a stream tomorrow. My voice probably won't have fully recovered, so I'll have to try and avoid talking so much. Not chugging fucking pure caffeine before the stream would probably help in that endeavor. But might do some more AO stuff, maybe Cold War, depending on what the mission is. Like, I don't know. I want to fly on that, but I want some Corksys missions. I want the good old-fashioned Corksys missions. I want fucking phone booth and 5 points and what was the other one? Not When the Mountains Cry, the other one that was you fly from Kutaisi is red. It's the one with the flight school as an objective. I forget the name of it. The one where I made a fucking chaparral shoot down an F5 over his own airbase. That one, that was that mission. No, not Swedish Delivery. That was a good mission too, though. I'd have that one back. You haven't done fucking Seed or Dead until you've conducted it with fucking Sidewinders because you missed with all your rockets. Okay, there's a boat. But which boat is that? It is a carrier of some variety. That would be the Stennis, and that would be the Lincoln, which is where I'm going. Oh, Sable's on here. Nice. Catch Me If You Can. No, although I really like that mission too. Fuck, what's the name of it? It hasn't been on the server for like at least 6 months. All I remember about that mission is I made an F5 get killed by his own SAM over his own airbase, then landed on said airbase. It's the mission where I first discovered the fixed beam lock bullshit and decided to enjoy it until I realized that it was actually bullshit, and decided it was probably a bit cheap and stopped doing it. What else? I had a couple of good engagements on that mission, actually. This is going to be a really sketchy approach, just like all of my approaches. What was the hook? I think it was left alt G. It wasn't left alt G. It's unfortunate. Oh, it is left alt G. What the fuck? It is apparently not clickable, unfortunately. Oh, you know what? I probably hit fucking Windows G because I'm a dumbass. Fat fingered it. Step to half flap so we bleed speed a little faster. Then we'll drop the wheels in a little bit. I'm not sure what the landing gear extension speed is. I assume below 200 would be good. There go the wheels. Full flap. Let's get rid of the speed brake. I need to shift that thing off my screen at some point. It's a handy... Oh, there we go. Is there a way to hide it totally? I don't think there is. Just tuck it away down there. I hope there's a keybind to reset its position in case I ever do want it again, but I'd rather not have clutter on the screen. I don't fucking look at it anyway, so... I just eyeball it. Like, the way I do carrier landings generally in DCS, I've done one properly by actually calling the ball and watching the ball and all that shit. It was a harrowing experience. It took me about 4 or 5 bolters to get it. My usual carrier landing practice is to just look at the deck and visualize it as a fucking runway. It's easy. Forget all that complicated Navy shit, just pretend it's a fucking runway. Or I'm like trying to road land the 21 or something. I don't know if the hook's gonna catch. It probably won't, because, you know, mod. If I can't get it to catch on the Lincoln, we'll go for this, Dennis. Fortunately, you don't have to deal with deck movement. I know, right? I mean, that's the situation where I would actually look at it, and it would be nice. You can actually kind of make out where the ball is from much further away now, which is nice. On the Stennis, it was fucking impossible. I could never see it. I'm a lot bit high, actually. We caught a wire! Just barely, but we did catch one. There goes the hook, and we're gonna roll off the deck, because the Skyhawk's deck physics are a little bit janky. You know what? I can fly for a little bit longer. If it'll... There we go. Flaps retract. 4-wire, yeah. But a 4-wire is better than a no-wire. Prove me wrong. Don't want to get too close to the edge, because, you know, I am in a mod aircraft. I don't know what weird and wonderful shit it's going to pull on me. I've got to have it open to tell him that. I guess there's, like, no intercom, or the intercom's not functional. Okay, there we go. We'll let off the brakes. We still have a shit ton of fuel. Fuck it, let's add more. Why not? We'll stick with that livery for now as well. Oh, because I'm fucking... Engine's running. I'm not going to shut down the engine just for that, so you know what? We'll take it as practice. I'll take on the extra fuel and then we'll go. For landing my jets with the round over, no wires needed, some simply required. One of my earlier attempts, at least last time I actually did do boat stuff with Tawny and the boys, I just about snagged the round down. Tarn did snag it. And Zwipe didn't even make it. Watching, who was it that Zwipe had in the Rio seat? I can't remember, but it was the funniest shit. Watching those two squabble like a married couple as Zwipe's pulling like fucking Hornet level alpha unintentionally. Can't launch with a supercarrier, but the A4 has a thing where if the plane... Yeah, I know. Like I know that the original way this behaved off the Stennis was that it would, if you were at the actual deck deck height of the Stennis above sea level, it would just assume you were on the Stennis. So if you were at an airfield which had the exact same elevation above sea level as the Stennis deck, you would be able to like take off accidentally while taxiing. Swipe and Treefer? It probably was. It probably was. I can't remember though. Oh, such a nice view. Oh, what am I doing? That's the wrong button. We want that one.
Chief, remove the wheel chucks.
He really is Trip. He even fucking sounds like him. It's magical. Imagine if ED actually made it so mod aircraft could use the fucking super carrier. Like, if you own the super carrier, you should be able to use it with mods. That'd be amazing. Just out of morbid curiosity, I know it's not going to work, but we'll try it. It's you and then left shift you, but yeah, it's not going to work obviously, but we'll try it just for the sake of argument. Oh, I'm a little off anyway. You're hit. Okay then. Probably bind up some of the radar controls and stuff on my HOTAS, because I am going to be flying this more once that flight model does come out. Learn to use the strikes, do some fucking manly man seed, none of this harm shit. I'm going with a pair of strikes and a pair of fucking Zuni pods or something. And the guns. American, do you not see the big fuck-off red kangaroo on the side? Come on, what do you think this is? Don't give me that we built it shit either. I wonder. Oh wow, yeah, there we go. Oh, there's a fucking bright... Bro, there's a fucking brightness control for that? I think? Is that what it is? Is that what it's... No, it's not? Maybe it is? I can't tell. There's something there that I can adjust, but it's... I can't see it. Might be a brightness control, but it might not be working properly. Oh shit! Oh no. Oh, that was... That was nearly extremely bad. I misclicked and clicked the throttle instead, and it just about went back into cutoff. Just turn all of these up. I don't even know what they fucking do. Brightness for the AOA. Ah, there we go. Well, I'll turn it all the way up then. Maximum fucking brightness. just blind myself when I go into land again. Now, where on the coast am I? That looks like Sochi. That is Sochi. And then Sochi Adler is down there. What do you say, boys? Oil rig? I think oil rig. Set this to fucking 0 since we're going to be flying fairly low. Actually, no. We'll set it, what, 5 degrees down? Nope, we'll set it 0. Oh. There are some really nice bridges around Sochi as well, but I don't want to chance it. Actually, we'll see. We'll see. Might try the one at Hosta, which fucking ate my MiG-21 the other day. No, this one... I know, right? It's a Skyhawk. And I just did my first supercarrier landing in it. I've landed it on the Stennis before, but this is the first time I put it on the supercarrier. It's a lot easier than landing on the Stennis. No, I know. I know. I just have it there because I like having it down, so it's not, like, up in my face. And because the red looks cooler. One of the first model kits I ever built, and by I ever built, I mean Dad ever built, with me supervising, was a A4. It wasn't a late model, though. It was an early model without the hunchback. I've still got it somewhere. I don't know where. It's very much the worse for wear, because I got it when I was like 4 or 5 years old, but I do still have it. I think the second one was a Supermarine Spitfire Mark 14, which I also still have. I have all my old model kits, just a lot of them are in dire need of repair, or are at the level where I'm going to have to make like crash dioramas out of them, because there's not really much else that can be done to salvage them, sadly. Whoa, barely. That was a pretty sketchy approach angle. Su-47, oh nice. Going for the exotic stuff right off the bat. It may surprise you guys, but I don't actually have that many Soviet jet models, or Soviet aircraft models in general. Most of what I had as a kid were World War II RAF aircraft, some German stuff, some American stuff. My jets were mostly American. Or like American jets, but in foreign service. I bought a few since, so I got my I-185, I got my MiG-29, my MiG-23, which I haven't built yet. Yeah, that's about it, actually. Like I said, I don't really have that many. I need to get some more. Oh yeah, I had shit tons of those, Kang. I had so fucking many of those. I was very, very much a dinosaur kid. Kind of still am. I live right near a fossil museum, which I have yet to visit. So I guess I'll have to do that before I move. Like, not that I can't come back here, my parents live down the road, so... You know, it's still convenient to visit, but I'll have to visit it before I move. Those trees may complicate things. Fuck it, we'll go for this span here. I'm already basically lined up on it. That is the bastard bridge that ate my MiG-21. I tried to land on it. I did land on it successfully. It was fucking beautiful. And then the bridge despawned underneath me. It's a shame those don't line up very well. I'd be tempted to take both at once. That could have been interpreted wrong. I tried those two. How are the pylons? Do they line up? Oh, they kind of do line up. They kind of do be lining up, but there's a tree. There's actually a bunch of trees. You know what? Why not? I should have taken a further cut out before I made that turn. I've set myself up quite badly here. Oh yeah, no, no. Not today. That one can go on the to-do list, but not today. Not when I'm this sleepy. Land on it. This thing's damage model, if it thinks it's taken any hits off the ground, like, it will blow up. You can't belly land this, it will explode. Whereas the 339 you can, as I found out earlier, much to my surprise. What if the Hercules can belly land? I didn't actually test its damage model at all, and damage is turned off on this server, like on the mod server, so you... Oh, damage is turned off, so I could try and land on it. Whatever. The music from? It's just a synthwave playlist, mostly stuff I found on YouTube, or borrowed off of other streamers' playlists. If you are after a particular song or compilation that's playing, you can put !song in chat, and if Beepski the bot is awake, he will tell you. How'd you like the MB339? Had to step out during that part? I really, really like it. It's really nicely done. It's a interesting little plane. There are bits of it that'll take some adjusting to for me, like the way the front cockpit's positioned, like how low you are to the ground, the shape of it and everything, but it's it handles nicely, it's got a decent choice of weapons, it looks cute, it actually seems to have a reasonably good damage model, especially from mod, so I'm really impressed. Its takeoff and landing runs are horrific though. Probably land a fucking space shuttle in less distance than you can land that thing. You know what I really wish DCS had, or at least, like, mods like this? Fucking chalk bombs. Like, not even small practice, but just literally a chalk bomb. So they could have it actually unrestricted on Aerobatics Online, and you could use chalk bombs to mark stuff, or, like, practice. And, you know, it wouldn't spawn an explosion effect or cause damage, it would just leave basically a retextured crater on the ground, like a blue or a red crater on the ground. That doesn't, you know, cause things to fall into it, it just marks it. It'll absolutely never happen, but it'd be really nice. I'd love to have that. Then you could really do some 633 squadron memes, because you could have the practice sortie set up with a chalk bomb on the cliffside before you do the actual canyon run. The last time I did this valley run through Sochi was in the F-14B when it released. I did it about Mark 1.1 the whole way. A little bit more leisurely pace today. I was actually, when I did do that run, I was astonished at how well the F-14 handled at that speed. Like, even fucking supersonic, the 14 is that good at turning. It could fit through these canyons without trouble at all. There's Willy Pete's. Yeah, but Willy Pete's are like, A, a war crime, and B, they do actually, or they should actually cause damage. Plus, you know, smoke can be a bit laggy. I mean, like, just literally a marker bomb, like a chalk marker. Give it the same ballistics as an actual, like, Mark 82 or 84 or whatever, but just have it leave, like, a fucking decal on the ground that you can use to figure out how accurate you were, or mark things for people to look at. You could actually use it to mark, like, reference points for practicing display routines, I guess. That would be interesting. So white phosphorus is perfectly legal. If you use it for smoke, like for concealment purposes and marking artillery, yeah. If you deliberately employ it against personnel, don't think so anyway. Pretty sure it's against the Hague. So it kind of grinds my gears a bit. People always say, oh, this or that's against the Geneva Convention. Weapons are Hague. Prisoner treatment and civilians are Geneva. But anything to do with weapons isn't the Geneva Convention, it's the Hague Convention. And like 99% of what people say about what was restricted at the Hague Convention is wrong. Like the whole meme about 50 cals having to shoot at people's belt buckles so they can say they're anti-material, no, that's a non-issue. Like, nobody gives a fuck about 50 cals. It's a good story, but there's no actual truth in it. White phos, though, I'm fairly certain is actually restricted in what you can use it for. And even if it's not, it's deeply frowned upon to actually intentionally use it for anti-personnel means. Not that that stops any of the big swinging dicks in the world. Is it just me, or are there some suspiciously green trees on this winter map? I've never noticed that before. I wonder if something broke during a patch, or if it's a mod I have and didn't realize I had. It's curious. Just wanted to mark where that guy's walking. I know, right? The most legalese interpretation of the fucking law you can come up with. Useful at training bombs with smoke? I suppose so. I don't know. I really like the idea of like a, not a permanent, I guess, but like a semi-permanent chalk marker on the ground that's persistent for like an hour or two maybe. You know, the same length an actual crater is usually. That would be cool. May even be longer than an hour now. I think when the craters, like when the airfield repair was first introduced, it was an hour. I don't know if they changed that, because I haven't blown up any airfields recently. Sadly. Much as I love doing it, I haven't had the occasion. Some map mod going. I am running the Smoke mod, the multiplayer friendly version, and Mustang's shader mod, but I don't think either of them affect trees. I do have the Better Trees mod, but that doesn't clear the either integrity or... Oh, it's the bushes, not the trees. It doesn't clear either integrity or pure textures, I'm not sure which, so I can't use it, because all the servers I play on force integrity, and Alpin's server enforces pure textures, unfortunately. I kind of wish I had, like, the know-how and the patience to do mission making for DCS, because I'd love to throw together, like, an actual strike mission through these valleys. And a proper interception mission with an actual GCI script for my Big 21. Green trees are now legal in most states. I know, right? We've got a nice little grow-up going here in the North Caucasus. And if you smoke some of them before you fly, you'll probably end up smoking yourself as well. I've heard people say that the Skyhawk's art needs a rework. It could be better, but it's pretty fucking good. Like, dead serious. Like, there's some minor adjustments I could make, but the cockpit's really fucking nice. Probably the only thing I'd really do is put a bit of normal mapping, well, a bit more normal mapping on the soundproofing. Or fire retardant, whatever that is on the sides of the cockpit. That's it. It's really nice. Surprise me, Saber. I mean, I don't have a firm idea of what I want. I just have a vague idea that I'd like a mission like that, not what to actually put in it. Yeah, Davey, there's a lot of stuff like that. Like the guy that did that Mirage Symbology mod offered it for free to Razbam. He's like, you guys can use it, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to try and claim royalties or anything. And they're just like, we can't, basically. So they're having to duplicate the work themselves to convert the Mirage's symbology to SVG. So it's, you know, scalable vector instead of just using old school textures. Which is a shame, because his mod's really good, and it would save them a shit ton of work they could be putting into the MiG-23. Oh well. Just pick a valley, Saber. Like, I'm not specific about location, just pick one of the river valleys through the North Caucasus. Like, where am I now? Just sort of east of Sochi. Anywhere east of Sochi is a good spot. Because there's some really nice valleys here. Or you could do, like, flying up the Inguri River, over the dam, and then up the river towards Mount Elbrus, maybe strike a target on the side of Mount Elbrus or something. Actually, that would be a really good run. Then exfil, go, yeah, hit the target at Elbrus, go over the top of Elbrus, go back down into the Baksan Valley, and then pop out near Nalchik. Do basically the reverse of my Growling Sidewinder Grief run. That'd be fucking awesome. Every time I fly that fucking route, because I'm going down the Baksan Valley, like the actual town of Baksan is one of my turn points. It reminds me of Red Orchestra 1, and I get sad. I miss that game so much. The Polish community is still alive and kicking. I get notifications like every other day that they're playing on their server. The problem is that my ping to Poland is like fucking 400. People still play the Darkest Hour mod. I was playing that like, I think 2 years ago, 3 years ago or something. Shit, I may have even been playing it on stream, like before any of you guys turned up. Way back when I mostly just did armor. I can't remember. But I'm still sad that Mare Nostrum never got the attention it deserved. That mod was so well made. So well made. It was okay, like going okay for a few weeks, and then the community just kind of died off, which is sad, because it had really, like, well done production value. Darkest Hour was a good mod, but it was really inconsistent. Particularly the art was super inconsistent. Whereas Mare Nostrum looked like it was actually made by a professional studio. Carpathian Crosses too. I never got to play Carpathian Crosses multiplayer. I did for Mare Nostrum, Darkest Hour, all those, but never Carpathian Crosses. I'd fucking play against bots in single player basically. And the Red Orchestra 1 bots were fucking awful. They just run around spinning in so they literally 360 no scope you. It was so bad. Mount Elbrus? It's literally the tallest point on the map. It's the tallest peak in Europe. It's got 2 peaks, so just... It'll be harder to see it in the mission editor, but, like, you'll know it when you see it. If I can actually find it on the map, that's it right there. So it's, like, south of Kislovodsk. Forms like a right-angled triangle between it, Kislovodsk to the north, and then Nalchik to the east. Or, like, northeast. So, if I can get myself pointed away from the mountain for a couple seconds to open the F10 map. So, like, you come in over Zugdidi, fly up the Inguri River, up here, and then down this valley, over the top, over the top here. Let me just, yeah, okay, we're good. So, hit the target like here or something on the side of Elbrus, over the top, down the Baksan Valley, and then out towards Nalchik. It's literally the reverse of my Growling Sidewinder griefing run, where I try and sneak behind the entire blue team and then land on their airbase. Which worked, by the way. I landed a fucking MiG-21 on Sanaki. But I got bored of waiting for someone to spawn there and have like a minus stroke when they saw 21 sitting next to them. So I took off again and flew over to Kutaisi, and I was going to fucking shoot them up on the ground, but then I got hit by a Roland. Big sad. We did some homework and about some satellite tech. Put some satellite textures back into the map like they had in 1.5 combined with what they have now. Yeah, really. Like, this is my big problem with this. IL-2 suffers from it to an extent. More so like the original IL-2. Great Battles, kind of. Not as much, though. The sort of normal repeating textures for the ground, the tileable textures for the ground that they just use for generic terrain, look like... there's no detail. It looks dead and flat. There's no trails where people have walked across fields. There's no, runoff trails that lead to rivers or anything, like nothing. No patches of dead grass. MiG-27. The rate of fire on the Gesha 630 is actually higher than the Gao 8, I'm pretty sure. They had to actually lower its rate of fire substantially because it was shaking the plane to pieces. It's also, in terms of like the raw weight of projectiles it's throwing down range, both because of the rate of fire and because they're heavier rounds, I think. It's more powerful than the Gao 8 in that regard, but it has a lower muzzle velocity. So the Gesha is better for blowing the fuck out of soft targets, and the Gao 8 is better at blowing the fuck out of tanks. Put 3 gun pods on the A4 and fire all the guns at once and score enough to make it. Yeah, not on this server. That's a fast track to get banned on this server. I thought they were 20s on this. I thought they were just more Colt M39s like it has in the wing routes. Because I didn't think the US used 30s. This thing's so nice and light on the... I mean, I know SFM, but just the way it handles is so nice. Like, of all the mods, this and the MB339 are just so well tuned. They're so pleasant to fly. Again, when the PFM comes, this baby is going to be... Yeah, the internals are Colt M39s, same guns the F5 has, same guns the F8 has. And the A7 as well. Did the A7 have M39s or did it have a M61? It had 39s from memory. That's semi. Oh, we're actually about to hit the Inguri River. So what I might do is I might hang a hard turn to the right, follow the Inguri back down over Zabdidi, and then we'll head out to Kutaisi and do a bit of a buzz around the airfield. Might chuck the smoke out, give him a bit of a show on the ground, and then we'll land and call it a morning. It's like fucking 7 a.m. I might have to rain check your video until I actually get some sleep, Davey, but I will be watching it ASAP, because I am mega keen for what you teased in Discord. A7 had an M61? Oh, well there you go. I can never remember. When I was a kid, I always used to mix the A7 and the F8 up, which I guess is understandable. They look very similar. I think they even have some parts commonality. Not much, but I think they have some. God, that's going to be fun. When both of them come out in DCS, and this has a fucking EFM, so we have an EFM Skyhawk, have a fucking A7, an F8. Oh, it's going to be so good. So good. MFD fucking brigade can kiss my ass. Too bad. Join the vacuum tube bandits. We have a lot more fun. Oh, the fucking roll rate on this thing gets away from you. Jesus. You tell yourself that if it helps you sleep at night, Jeff. Okay, let me pick up a little altitude here just to demo something. This is the roll rate. This is full left stick deflection. 720 degrees a second, I think it is. It's just fucking insane. That's realistic, by the way. The Skyhawk legit has just the dumbest fucking roll rate. It's one of the reasons the Blue Angels liked it so much. Washing machine, I know, right? Fucking tumble dryer. Has about as much thrust as a tumble dryer as well. In the end, you just fly what you enjoy. Yeah, that is true. So, when I used to fuck with people at Kutaisi in GS, this doesn't work as well anymore, because he's beefed up the SAM spam and he's made them invulnerable, amongst other stupid ideas. Because they leave this totally unguarded. None of them would be watching this, right? So you'd fly from Nalchik down the Baksan, over, you do like a roly-poly over the top of Everest. Or, not Everest, fucking Elbrus. I really need sleep. And then you come down the Inguri, stick with that. You wouldn't be lit once during this whole time. You might get one blip off the RWR as you went over the top of Elbrus. Or over one of the arms of Elbrus. It wasn't actually over the peak. So they wouldn't have a fucking clue you were coming. And then you skirt around the hills north of Sanaki. So you stay on the north side of all these minor hills. Sanaki is on the back side of that one, I think, from memory. If I climbed a little higher, we'd probably see it. In fact, I think I can see it from here. So you stay, because there was a fucking hawk site at Sanaki. So you stay low. Follow this around. You're still, until he added another AWACS further out over the water. They had a blind spot here. I'm not sure if he added that one or if it was just shot down every time I attempted this. But anyway, I'd get like to here and I still wouldn't have been picked up once by anybody's RWR. Cargo, dude, I'd be down for that. That'd be wild. Imagine the fucking juicy drama on the forums. It'd be like a fucking gift that keeps on giving. Pay for the module, stay for the drama. So you keep following this, and eventually you pop up on the north side of Kutaisi, which I think I'm actually basically at right. Oh, yep. Chat. Guess where we are? Guess where we are, chat? Directly fucking north of the airfield. So this is where my MiG-21, my first MiG-21 massacre on GS, where I accidentally popped up next to Kutaisi, this is where I popped out. This is where I was like, oh, I wonder where I am. And I'm like, that's a lot of buildings. And then I'm like, that's a lot of F-18s taking off and landing. And I realized, oh shit, that's Kutaisi. That's their main base. So I just kind of stayed low. I think one of them spotted me on the way in. Where's the actual airbase? I can't quite see it. It's like over there somewhere, I think. So one of them seemed to have noticed me, but he didn't actually get a shot off at me. So I just kind of pressed on. I took a shot at him. I took a crack at him with a... I think with an R3R. No, with an R60M. But I immediately went defensive because I assumed that he was about to shoot at me. So I dived down like really low. By the time I rolled out over the top of that, because I dived down and pitched back up again, the time that happened, I was basically on like a base turn, a right base for the fucking runway. And I spotted... I'm a little off kilter here, I'm not actually at the airfield, I'm next to it. So I came in from the other side. Spotted a Hornet taking off. As soon as his... Like, he literally got wheels up and then got an R60 up the arse. Spotted another one going the other way who'd just taken off and was on his fucking... like, he was flying off on the downwind. Just pulled in behind him, shot one... Panic shot one too close, it couldn't make the turn. Shot another, killed him. So that was 2 Hornets down. And then I saw a third guy higher up, and I went and gunned him, and then landed on the airbase because I had no fuel. That is still like... That and the ambush where I got 3 Hornets out of a 4-ship. That's like the high watermark of my DCS career, I think. Honorable mention to the time I got ace in a sortie, 6 kills, 3 missile, 3 gun, and then landed on Minvodi. And then walked over and stood in front of a bunch of very confused F5s as they were starting their engines. Like I said, if Alpin could actually see half the shit I do on his server, he probably would have banned me like a year ago. But I have my fun. GS doesn't give a fuck as long as you don't make him look bad in front of people, so... Mildly griefing GS I can get away with, but Alpine tends to be pretty heavy on stamping out fun. I say that, we have fun on there, but you know what I mean. My kind of fun. My smoke winders on? Yes, they are. See, as long as you don't actually stall it at the top of the loop, the flight model behaves reasonably realistically. Like, you know, it's probably not dead accurate, but it feels like it's a flight model. But if you go into a climb, just chill out in the vertical, say, and we'll try and maintain this roughly where it's at. Let's go external view. See the speed bleeding off. Watch what happens here in a minute. I'm actually kind of skewing over to one side. Try and correct that a bit before I do stall. There was a bit of a freeze there, and then it kind of teleports around a bit. It actually wasn't as bad that time. It seems to mostly be if you actually tail slide it. So let's pull a much tighter loop and try and get it to stall out coming over the top, maybe. Still have a little bit of speed left. See, it lurched a little bit there. Now let's really slam the brakes on, literally, and see what it does here. It's not too bad. See, if you're only in a fairly gentle stall, it's not bad, but that first big loop we did where I accidentally did stall it out over the top, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was like an actual fucking pause where the plane hung in the air, totally stationary for about 2 or 3 seconds. And I have caught that on stream before, like a year or so ago. I don't even know if that VOD's up on YouTube. It's one of the ones where one of the songs got blocked globally like a year later, and I just cannot be asked to fucking re-edit it because it'd take me all day to render the video. It might... oh, I might have actually already re-uploaded it, I'm not sure. This is my problem, right? And the obvious solution would be to strictly use fucking copyright-free music or not have music at all, but I don't really care. The videos are still up, it's just you guys can't see them if they get flagged. I have them there for my archive at least, and I can always like download and re-edit it later. One of the reasons I gave up on doing that for most of the older videos is because when I did download the video from YouTube, the quality was fucking garbage. Like, a lot of them, I always upload to YouTube at like 1080p, but a lot of them, when I downloaded them from YouTube to re-edit them, they downloaded at like 480p for some reason. And then it just looked like arse, so there was not really much point doing it. Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, we're kind of stuck-ish. There's the stall. See, that feels kind of railed. And my track IR's playing up. There we go, that's a bit better. Oh, Davey. Oh. Don't think I'll top that Sparrow shot. Yeah, that was a fucking nice shot. It's always so satisfying seeing a Sparrow fucking hit home like that, and it made such a nice looking turn to do it. Dude, people be fucking sleeping on the Sparrow, seriously. That missile is so underrated in DCS. Especially on GS, where everyone assumes you're firing actives. And what do you do when you think you've got an active shot at you? You try and notch it, right? If you're a DCS pro gamer, why turn cold and run it out of energy? Just notch, bro. Well, good luck notching a Sparrow. Yeah, see, it hangs in the air. Like, it begins trying to hammerhead, and it just doesn't. It gets partway through a hammerhead, and then it just freezes, and then eventually stalls. So, the EFM should fix all of that, but, like, the stall behavior is not awful. It's just not where it needs to be. Oh, hello. It's another Skyhawk. Oh, it's a Kiwi Skyhawk, I think. Olive green. Looks like a Kiwi Skyhawk. I'm conning up here as well. Yeah, mix of smoke pods and cons going on. Get some impromptu formation practice. Who dat? That is Hazza. I hope he realizes I'm incapable of formation aerobatics. And just formation in general, actually. Yeah, that's a Kiwi livery. For those of you who haven't seen what the RNZAF used to do with their Skyhawks, by the way, look it up on YouTube. The fucking Kiwi Skyhawk pilots are, like, batshit insane. Actually, one of the best Hornet pilots in the RAAF was a Kiwi Skyhawk pilot before he moved over here. Those guys, for their display routine, would do a barrel roll while fueling from body pods. Like, it's... Smoke winders are still going. I thought I might have been out of smoke for a second there. Hope the R27 update will make it a non-shit cunt. So RH missiles in general are pretty underrated. Oh, the 530 is fucking magical. I love the 530, dude. That week or so where the 120 was causing crashes, so DDCS was Fox 1 only, well, Fox 1 and 2 only, the 530 fucking reaped so many souls. So good. People have no idea how quickly that fucking missile moves. Like, it gets where it's going in a hurry. A real hurry. Very hard to get away from a 530. Isn't Alpen French? I don't know, actually. The server's hosted in France, I know that much. Went down to 90k an hour, still pointing up. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it gets to the point where it should nose over, and it just kind of doesn't. It just freezes in the air. And, like, it starts falling. It's stalled, but it doesn't kick over until, like, it'll hang like that, it'll go down, and then it'll kick over. So there's a delay there. And then if you do it, like, at the right angle, it straight up freezes and hangs in the air, totally stationary. Oh, you know what? You know what? Let's try it. If the 21 doesn't just boom and zoom for his life, yes. Yeah. This thing's ridiculous. Like, with the current flight model, this thing is fucking terrifying. This could probably beast the Warbirds, even, in a turn fight. The EFM, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, the Skyhawk is notoriously agile, so... In a turn fight, it quite possibly could once it's got rid of its ordnance, but obviously the 21 has an enormous amount of thrust, and if it just keeps its speed up, it should be safe. I lost my road. That's the railway. Where did my road go? Oh, it's fucking... Oh, no, that's... Okay, I thought that was the road, but that's the railway. The road is here, and the straight segment is the one that runs through the town. And I am really losing my voice. Holy shit. Yeah, you have no Renaissance painting commitment? Dude, if I could, like, if I had the, well, I do have the money, but I don't want to spend too much for it because my Euro trip fund, but, and my PC fund. If I could commission the artwork, I would. I'm pretty much at the point where I'm going to have to commission the artwork I want to do on my Mirage liveries, like my personal Mirage liveries, because I just don't have the technical skill or the time or the attention span to do it myself. But I really, really want to get it done. I've been putting it off for over a year now. I think this is the right road. Oh, this is so sketch. And it's so short. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. Interesting. No, I'm screwed. It spawned me in the air with, like, no airspeed. Oh, because the damage is turned off. Okay, never mind. We'll just land normally on the runway. I think we'll call it there, because I am going to lose my voice if I keep this up. Oh, my fucking speed brake was still out, that's why. Dumbass. Shit, she's drifting a bit. A little bouncy. There we go. It's always funny seeing the Skyhawk with its gear down, you know, on the ground. It doesn't look too odd. And then as soon as it's off ground and there's nothing compressing the oleo struts anymore, it's got the fucking funniest chicken legs. Like, the landing gear is so long and gangly. Well, we should probably turn the radar off so I don't fry everyone's fucking balls. Such a nice looking little plane. It'll have to wait until I wake up, Gilson. I'm gonna stream and get some sleep and not speak for like a day. What I'm aware of, Super Retarded. Like, the thing is, with a PvP server, everyone joining has to have the mod. Even if it runs a system like this server where you don't need the mod to join, if you don't have the mod, you're gonna see like a Su-27, which is not representative of what you're actually fighting. Also, the flight model and the damage model are kind of hokey for multiplayer. The MB339 is... I'll have to check its damage model to actual weapons, but it seems to be at the point where I would have no issues with that being on a PvP server, other than, you know, everyone has to have it. The Skyhawk still has a little ways to go. The EFM will fix the FM issues. The damage model needs work, though. Like, there's no visual damage model, I don't think. It just fire comes out of it when it's dead. And also, you should be able to belly land this without it instantly exploding, and you currently can't. MiG-15, no, this is a Skyhawk. It's a community-made mod. Where's the other control panel? There's gone for the, that's the radar warning receiver. Is that a thing that's enabled in the mission editor, or is it only with a certain loadout, or is it something we took out with the update? I can't remember if it was there when I tested it out offline the other day. I don't know, might be a mission editor thing, maybe. Why is my track IR freezing? Really odd. It's not losing focus on the LED. Something is causing the track IR to like lose CPU priority or something. Oh, actually, it could just be because it's a mod. It might be a little janky with the head tracking. OBS is it now? That was a mistake, my game just froze. So, DCS has now reached the point, yeah, OBS is not using any more CPU than normal. Bitrate seems fine, everything seems fine on my end, which is odd. DCS seems to have reached the point where I can't even do basic bit shit like stream on Caucasus without it causing some kind of performance issues on my PC. Like, it's causing other programs to crash if I tab out to switch to them. It's crashing, it's freezing, it's causing the audio to stutter, which is usually CPU loading. Like, if my CPU's max, that's usually what signals it. Now, maybe the new heatsink has come loose like the old one, and it's still overheating, but I doubt it. It's not even that hot in here today, because I've got my aircon on full bore. I don't know. New PC soon, guys. Soon as I have moved into the new place, I will be buying parts for it. It probably is, Gilson. It probably actually is. Now, an important question before I go into this has, do I have high range nozzle steering? It looks kind of like I do. Or high gain, rather. Watch someone spawn in this hangar right as I park here. Although this may have been the one I spawned in, who knows. Oh, no, I'm not going to fit. I'm definitely not going to fit. That was a mistake. Look, it's good enough. They can get the fucking tractor in here and tow it. We depressurize the hides, so, and all the electrics, so the flaps won't come up anyway, but that'll stop people from walking on them. Big brain solutions. I'm gonna find someone to raid. And then I'm gonna go sleep. So, the plan was I would stream tomorrow. I might still stream tomorrow, but I'm gonna have to, like, talk a hell of a lot less because I fucking ruined my voice today. I was a little too energetic, I think. It's weird, I was fucking full of beans today and I just cruised around without killing a single thing. And usually I'm like half asleep doing, you know, air combat against 2 or 3 people at a time. Weird how that works. Yeah, I'm just about to hop off 3 shy. Sorry, man. I'll have to catch you next time. I may or may not be streaming tomorrow. If I don't stream tomorrow, I'll certainly be streaming the day after unless something urgent comes up. And I'll probably be back on here. Let's see, who's on? Where can I send you guys? Bear with me. Pro streamer. Oh, you know where I have to send you? I have to send you to Mel because I see an I-16. That is instant fucking raid material right there. Look outside the hangar. Hang on, let me unpause my track IR. Oh, hello. Oh, with the RAN skin as well. Damn it. Well, next time both on, we'll have to take these bad boys up for a flight. But yeah, I'm going to send you guys over to Mel, so you can watch some I-16 flying going on. Just as soon as Twitch cooperates. There we go. Hopefully I didn't fuck anything up that time. Rightio guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a safe and wonderful New Year's. If I don't see you to this time tomorrow, whatever. Fuck. I'm meant to be up drinking with people later. Shit, this is gonna be awkward. Yeah. Don't do anything too silly. Don't do anything I would do. And in the meantime, enjoy Mel and the I-16. Catch you later, guys.